how does your racket weigh in? Adding weight to a racket can increase its stability, add power, and change the maneuverability. It all depends on where you add the weight. Lead tape is commonly used to add weight, but tungsten is also a popular alternative. When using lead though, make sure to wash your hands when you're done, or just use glove as it's known to be a hazardous material. Silicone is often used to add weight inside the handle. There's no general rule regarding how much weight should be added, as it all depends on the original specifications of your racket and the advantages you are looking to gain. Professional racket customizers can quickly provide an idea of how much weight should be added depending on the changes the player is looking to get. But this level of expertise takes years to develop. If you add weight on the side of your racket at the 3 and 9 o'clock position, this will help you get stability and add power by increasing the swing weight. This makes the racket heavier and reduces twisting of the frame during off-center shots. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take all the measurements. We're going to start with the weight. Here we've got a weight of 305.13. We can round that out to 305. Next measurement we're going to take is going to be the balance. So I got to make sure I line this properly. And that should be around 33.6. Yeah. And finally, we're going to take the swing weight. For the swing weight, you need one of these machines. Make sure you clip it in, and then wait for the beep. All right, 313, and just to make sure, we're going to try that again. Just make sure it's consistent. And we're at 313 for the swing weights. And now we're going to proceed to applying the lead tape. So for that, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you get rid of any dust on your racket. Otherwise the tape is going to really struggle to stick on there. Once you're done with that, you take your lead tape, which I pre-cut. These are all 10 centimeters in length, and they all represent about 1 gram. So open this up, and you want to make sure you put them symmetrically everywhere. So you got to just try to find exactly where you want to put them. Apply it flat. And what I'll do before using the towel again, I'm going to apply each strap. And when you're going on the other side, you want to make sure you put them exactly symmetrical. Otherwise, the racket's not going to feel the same depending on how you hold it. All right, now we've applied all 4 straps. As you can see, it's quite symmetrical. And now we get our towel. This we really want to apply some force just to make sure it stays on there. And there you go. And so now that we're done applying our lead tape at the 3 and 9 o'clock, we're going to take the measurement to see how the weight changed. So since this is about 4 grams, we should be around 309. Let's check it out. 309.40, yep. And we're going to take the balance, and the balance should have gone up to maybe around 34. Yep, exactly 34. Yep. And finally, we take our swing weight, and that should have gone up a few points as well. And again, we're going to take this measurement twice just to make sure it's accurate. Okay, we're at 322, so we've gotten 9 points. 322. All right, get that. And basically what this has done is it's going to obviously add some power. We see that it's added in swing weight, and adding the weight to the 3 and 9 o'clock is going to add stability, which means that when the person hits the ball, the chances of the racket moving this way are going to be minimized, and there should be more stability. So this is the whole point of adding the weight to the 3 and 9 o'clock position. Adding weight right to the top at the 12 o'clock position increases the swing weight more so than any other location, making it the best way to increase the swing weight with minimal added weight. So for this racket, we're gonna first again take the measurements. We're gonna start with the weight. So the weight, we are at 317.4 grams. The balance, let's see, let's say 32.8, 32.8, and finally the swing weight. Just gotta make sure you're not in the way when you let the racket swing like that. That'll definitely affect the swing weight. With 314, we're gonna try it one more time just to make sure. Okay, so at 314 here. So what we're gonna do for this player is we are gonna take his swing weight to 320. Okay, so that's 6 points extra. So what we'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and use my tack. And tack is a great way to actually decide how much weight you need to add without actually having to put the lead tape. So we're gonna put just a little bit of tack until we get to 320. So this, let's see how much this is. This is about 1 gram. We're gonna place that right at the top of the racket because this is where we're gonna add the weight. And we're gonna test the swing weight, see how much difference the 1 gram made. Okay, 319. That means I have to add just a little bit more to get to 320. Okay, so now that we have that, we're gonna determine exactly how much weight that is. So put that back on our scale. We are at 1.47, so let's say about 150. And now we just take the lead tape, and I know that 10 centimeters is about 1 gram. So I'm gonna take 15 centimeters. There, okay. And I cut that right here. And then what I wanna do is I wanna fold that in half. I'm going to be putting half of that on each side of the racket. And cut it, all right? And then I'm going to apply it at the 12 o'clock position. Again, this is the best way to increase the swing weight by adding minimal weight. So what I'll do here is to make sure it's symmetrical, I'm going to put it on one side. Something very important when we're adding weight at the 12 o'clock is that we leave the middle part free of lead tape. Otherwise, when the person restrings your racket, the lead tape is going to get in the way, and it's a very good way to basically have the lead tape not hold. So, second strand right here. Okay. All right, same thing. Use my towel again. Apply some force. Make sure that this thing sticks. Both sides. And then I just want to check again, make sure it's the right swing weight. And it should be at 320 or around 320 at the very least. 320, all right, that's good. So this is my new swing weight. I can just write that down, 320, and then we can take the rest of the measurements. Here, I was at 317.4. I should now be at around 319 since this is 1.5 grams. Yep, 319. And the balance should be right before 33. So I want to say it's 32.9 or maybe around 33. Let's check that out. Yep, 33. All right, so there you have it. With just 1.5 grams, we've gone from 314 swing weight to 320. And the way I apply this weight, you can see, this is the way to apply this symmetrically. The point of adding the weight to the top is, again, to be able to increase the swing weight, so increase how heavy the racket feels without actually having to add so much weight. So here we've added only 1.5 grams, but the swing weight is increased by 6 points, which is a good amount to start with. And this is going to add power and stability. If you like the balance of your racket, but would like it to be heavier, weight can be added at the throat area at the 6 o'clock position. This will maintain the balance and only slightly increase the swing weight. All right, so for this player, he actually really likes the balance of his racket. He wants it a little bit heavier. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the balance. We've already taken our measurements here. So our balance is around 32.8. So we're gonna try that again once we're done adding weight. And the weight, which is at 317.4. We're actually going to bring this up to 320. So the way we do that, we talked about that before, we're going to add the weight at the throat of the racket. So what we'll do is first take what we need to bring it to 320. So as I know how much this weighs, I'm going to actually take about 25 centimeters, maybe 26. So that's 10 right here. And I'm just going to go up to 25 centimeters. Okay, 25 centimeters. I'm going to cut it right here. Okay, so this should be around 2.5 grams. I'm just going to double check. And we are, 2.89. And as soon as we take the back of the tape off, we should get closer to 2.5. So what we're going to do here is we're going to divide this in two. But since I only have about 10 centimeters of space between here, I'm going to have to superpose some of this lead tape. So I'm going to cut 2 strands of 10. There we go. And the strand of 5, I'm going to fold that in 2. I'm going to cut that. And then I'm going to put that over each of these. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Put these 2 strands of 2.5 centimeters. Put that over here on top of there. There we go. That's one. And the same thing for the other one. That way each of these should be around 1.25 grams. Okay, once this is done, all right, take each strap off and put them on each side of the throat. Again, here you want to make sure it's clean and it's free of any dust to make sure the lead tape actually sticks on there. And then I'll start at the top, and you want to make sure this is centered at the throat. Okay, that's one. Right in the middle, and the same thing for the other one. Right here, right in the middle. So putting the lead tape here is going to allow us to keep the balance exactly the same, and the swing weight should change just a little bit, and our weight is going to increase by 2.5 grams, so we should be close to 320. So again, using my towel, make sure this is applied correctly so it doesn't fall off. So let's check the balance. The balance should be at 32.8. That person said they like their balance. Want to make sure this stays unchanged. Let's see. 32.8, yep, exactly the same. So the balance hasn't changed at all. The weight, we should be around 320. And yeah, we are at 320.07, so that's good. Let's see how much the swing weight changed from adding 2.5 grams at the throat. We were at 314 for the swing weight, and my guess is we're going to be maybe at 315 or maybe 316 at the very max. Yeah, 316. One more time just to make sure. Yep. So usually under 3 point of swing weight, you shouldn't feel that much of a difference. The idea is to, again, have a racket that's a little bit, that feels heavier when you're just holding it. When you're swinging it, the swing weight, like I said, is not going to change that much, but it's going to add a little bit more power and a little bit more stability. Obviously, a lot less power than if I were to add the weight at the top. If you have a lightweight, head-heavy racket and want to gain more power, balancing the racket out will help you achieve that. All right, here we're going to illustrate how to counterbalance a head-heavy racket by adding weight to the handle. We're going to first, again, take the measurements. We're going to start with the weight. We're 294.5 for the weight. The balance, so like I said, this balance should be a little bit higher than what we had earlier. Let's see. 33, I say 33.9. 33.9. And finally, the swing weight. As we add weight in the handle, the one measurement that's going to remain unchanged should be the swing weight. So we're going to take that swing weight right now. Same thing, we're going to take this measurement twice just to make sure it's exactly the same. Okay, we're at 316. I'm actually going to turn the racket over and take it again. Should be exactly the same. 316, all right. And now I'm going to be opening that trap door. Okay, I'm going to use this all right here put it in there. The trapdoor comes off very easily. As you can see, it's hollow inside, and I'm going to be adding 5 grams inside, which is going to bring the balance down. And again, it's going to counterweight that racket. It's moldable. We're going to put that inside. Okay, take that trapdoor, put that back on there. Okay, all right, so we got 5 grams extra, and we're gonna go ahead and take that swing weight again. And we should be at 316, even though we've added 5 grams to the racket. 316, exactly. 316 with 5 grams extra. There you have it. We've added 5 grams of weight inside the handle. Instead of using silicone, we've actually used tack, which is essentially the same. Silicone is just a more liquid form, which solidifies over time. And what adding weight in the handle is going to do is it's going to fill the hollowness, and so it's going to take away some of that vibration that you might feel in the handle, kind of like what a vibration dampener will do. And obviously it's going to bring the balance down and make it more of a headlight racket. Adding weight is a great way to get your racket feeling and playing exactly the way you want. You can always add weight to your racket, but it's nearly impossible to make it lighter. So consider choosing a lighter rather than a heavier racket. If you need some help adding weight to your racket, a local stringer is always there to help and offer expert advice.